Imagine you're a Marine sergeant on a tiny Pacific island. It's pitch black, the jungle is screaming at you, and somewhere out there in the dark, 3,000 enemy soldiers are coming to kill you. Most people would freeze. John Basilone picked up a machine gun and ran toward them. The night of October 24th into October 25th, 1942, would earn Marine Sergeant John Basilone the Medal of Honor. But before the ceremony, before the parades, there was just one man, a handful of Marines, and a darkness so complete you couldn't see your own hands. This is the story of the most desperate night of World War II's most dangerous Marine. Buckle up, it gets wild. Henderson Field had been built by the Japanese and seized by the Americans, renamed after a Marine aviator killed at Midway. Whoever held that airstrip controlled the sky over the Solomons. On the night of October 24th, both sides were about to find out who wanted it more. The Japanese had poured 15,000 troops onto Guadalcanal, planning a massive strike to overwhelm the Marine defenders. One Marine battalion stood between Henderson Field and 2 Japanese regiments. That's not a fair fight. That's a math problem with a body count. Now meet the man at the center of it. John Basilone, Manila John, was a kid from Raritan, New Jersey, who dropped out of high school during the Depression, joined the army, boxed his way to a championship in the Philippines, then re-enlisted in the Marines because apparently he thought war wasn't challenging enough. On the night of October 24th, he commanded 2 heavy machine gun sections tasked with holding a narrow pass at the Tanaru River. 2 gun sections, a handful of men, no room for error. Then the jungle erupted. About 3,000 soldiers from the elite Japanese Sendai Division threw themselves at his position. At midnight, hundreds of screaming troops formed human bridges over the barbed wire. That's not a military tactic, that's a horror movie. And Basilone was right in the middle of it. He was constantly on the move, repositioning guns, helping gunners clear jams, keeping his men fighting through the long night. Picture the chaos. Muzzle flashes tearing through black jungle, screaming on all sides, men falling next to you, and Basilone sprinting between gun positions like a one-man fire department inside an inferno. Then things got worse, because of course they did. Grenades and mortar fire knocked one of his sections out of action, leaving only 2 men able to carry on. 2 guns jammed. Basilone grabbed a machine gun, sprinted 200 yards through enemy fire, and got to work fixing the incapacitated one. 200 yards, through enemy fire, carrying a machine gun. Just a completely normal Tuesday night for Manila John. Here's what I want to ask you. If you were in that position, guns jammed, men down, 3,000 soldiers in the dark in front of you, do you stand and fight, or do you fall back and regroup? Comment your answer below. Because what Basilone chose next is one for the history books. He went to get more ammunition, through enemy lines, alone. He carried about 90 pounds of weaponry and ammunition, 200 yards through active fire to resupply his remaining gunners. 90 pounds, running, in the dark, through people actively trying to shoot him. This man did not get the memo about self-preservation. He moved an extra gun into position, repaired another under continual fire, and personally manned it until replacements arrived. When every belt of ammunition was finally spent and the Japanese were still coming, he fought with his pistol and a machete until their forces were nearly annihilated. A pistol and a machete against a regiment. That is pure, terrifying human will. By dawn, Basilone's section was down to 3 men standing. But the pass had held. Henderson Field had held. That night was the last serious Japanese ground offensive on Guadalcanal, and one man more than any other had held the hinge. When Basilone received the Medal of Honor, the first awarded to an enlisted Marine in World War II, he said, "Only part of this medal belongs to me. Pieces of it belong to the boys who are still on Guadalcanal." Not a man who wanted glory, a man who wanted his brothers back. He turned down a commission and went back to the fight. He was killed on Iwo Jima on February 19, 1945. The only enlisted Marine in World War II awarded the Medal of Honor, the Navy Cross, and the Purple Heart. John Basilone didn't hold Henderson Field because he wasn't afraid. He held it because he was afraid, and he did it anyway. That's not a superpower, that's a choice. If this story hit different, share it, leave a like, and subscribe. so you never miss another story about the people who refuse to let history go quietly. These stories deserve to be told loud. See you in the next one.